Hi, welcome to Wellbeing Mission Control. Glad you could join me. I'm Greg Parry. And you know, in our culture, we are always encouraged to be forgiving, to turn the other cheek, to let bygones be bygones, to put the past behind us. It's a great idea because if you can obviously free yourself from the burden of blaming others, it makes a very positive contribution to the quality of your life. But here's a question for you. Do you apply that same principle to yourself? Do you forgive yourself as readily as you're willing to forgive others? It's interesting, isn't it? Because in our culture, we don't encourage people to adopt this very positive attitude towards their own transgressions, their faults and foibles, because we all commit all kinds of ridiculous, inappropriate acts. Our life is full of issues where we've made mistakes. Sometimes we do wrong deliberately, sometimes by default. We are human, we're imperfect, we are all a work in progress. But what I'd love you to do today is to perhaps adopt a more forgiving attitude. It's not about self-indulgence. It's not about giving yourself permission to do things which may be harmful to yourself or others. It's about acknowledging that we do make mistakes. We get things wrong. I know it feels more comfortable to imagine that we're right. There's something very comfortable about being right. I want you to get beyond that. Just accept that you don't have to be right. Certainly not all the time. And if there are moments when you realize you've transgressed, you've done something wrong, put it right. And be prepared to accept that we all make mistakes. We do things wrong. And when you acknowledge that, it's a lot easier for you to step into the role of responsibility and to put things right, to offer not just your apologies, but to make amends for the things perhaps you've done wrong. And then you can make a solid declaration that you're going to do your best to avoid making the same mistake again. But ultimately, that hinges on your willingness to forgive yourself, to accept that we're not perfect. And as you accept that, yes, of course you're going to make mistakes, you remove a lot of the resistance in life. You don't have to play the role of being always perfect, always right. You can accept that you'll get things wrong a lot of the time. And when you take that pressure off yourself, you're more free to try things, to perhaps experiment with new projects. You can discover areas for personal growth that might have been denied you before. The point is that if you can be as generous towards yourself as you try to be with others, your life is going to improve in all kinds of ways. You'll have a much happier, more fulfilling experience. Forgive yourself as easily as you forgive others, and you'll find that life really does become a much more pleasant experience. What do you think? I'd love to know your thoughts about that. It can be a controversial subject. I'm very happy to discuss it with you if you have any issues which you feel are worthy of pursuit. Now, in the meantime, I'm looking forward to being back with you tomorrow, and may I wish you a wonderful day.